Just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders, that's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
Yeah, even so, though, I'm sure they're not satisfied just being near the top of the standings. They're going to be looking to make a major push as this season winds down.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Paul out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Dort in at the small forward. And for the Pelicans, Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. Holiday out there with Ingram, and it's Redick in at the 3 spot. Doris Adams, a terrific player on the floor. But you know what? He's a great teammate as well. They always talk about the great chemistry he brings to the Thunder.
And anyone who's had a conversation with Steven Adams knows he is quite a character. This guy is so easygoing. He's fun. I think he brings a great vibe to the locker room.
Oklahoma City on D. Brandon Ingram picking up that last bucket. Fires the 3. Thunder with the rebound. Their last encounter was in New Orleans, where they were able to handle the Pelicans.
And the last time they were able to come away with that win because of their depth. Great production from the reserves.
I think sometimes the bench can make or break you in a particular game, and that was a total team effort, no question.
Here's Holiday, the Thunder making the shot. Oh, offensive interference. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. And it's Brandon Ingram with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's already this guy's second foul now. He's either going to have to sit or play a bit more conservatively.
Lonzo Ball is checked in for New Orleans. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. They get Derek Favors.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Thunder shooting their first free throws of the game. Inching our way toward the end of the season here in the NBA, Doris, and just how much fatigue after all these games and all these months and practices and travel. How much fatigue are these players feeling, you think, right now?
Well, I think NBA players like to tell us come March, come April, everybody has bumps and bruises. No one is 100%. What you're hoping to do as an NBA organization is manage the rest that you can possibly give to your guys down the stretch of the season. Because the healthier you are going into the postseason, the better off you're going to be.
Here's Ball. Here's Williamson. Second shot opportunity. And he lays it up and in.
And Williamson doesn't let up, consistently in attack mode. Love his rabid intensity on the backboard.
And stolen by Williamson. And now the Pelicans on the break. Here's Favors. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And one of the best defensive big men in the league, Derek Favors.
You're right, Kevin, because he's got the body to play bully ball, but the lateral quickness to deal with smaller players. When this guy gets down in his stance, he can cover some ground defensively.
Nerlens Noel checks in for Oklahoma City. Gallinari outside. Paul right side. Clock at 6. Puts it up. Adams trying to free himself up. The Thunder with another miss.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
The shot by Holiday, no good. For Oklahoma City, their last game was a loss to Utah. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here is Holiday. He's coming off a 37-point game against the Kings in Sacramento.
And you know, guys, the other thing I really appreciated about his effort in that game was the effort and work on the glass. What a well-rounded performance.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Basket counts. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 8 points.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And you know this, Greg. He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Paul passes to Gallinari. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Redick. And now that we have a second, Let's take a look at the job these point guards have been doing since the All-Star break. Tremendous assist numbers you see right there. Lonzo Ball third.
And obviously assists are the name of the game at the point guard position. And that's not lost on these guys. It's all about making their teammates better.
You know, you're right. Looking at some of the best teammates in the NBA right there. Each of those players such a joy to play with. Because when they're at the helm of an offense, the ball's always moving. Everyone's involved. The game just flows.
And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Muscala, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Terrence Ferguson comes in for Gallinari. Diallo, he's checked in for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Paul. And so here is Oklahoma City. The Pelicans make their last shot.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes. What a big-time asset defensively.
Jackson banked in off the glass.
Well, easy money, right? I like the strategy. Go inside, get a high percentage look.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. The pass to Noel. Here's Ferguson. Pass to Diallo. Here's Schroeder. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
This guy not just a jump shooter now. Dennis Schroeder more than happy to get inside and mix it up.
Here's the three. And that one is off. We come back right after this. There's a great friendship between Melo, LeBron, Dwayne.
It's been sort of long.
And you see that a lot nowadays. Star players developing friendships and GAs spending time with each other off the floor.
Yeah, some people hate it because they want that bad blood you used to see, but no reason you have to hate someone to really compete against them.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for New Orleans right now, they've got Hart. Brandon Ingram's out there with Jackson. And it's Hayes in at the 5, patrolling the paint. Now here's Jackson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game.
They are really struggling from the floor.
Can't cash in from the high post.
And the first few seasons in the NBA, not an easy time for Terrence Ferguson. Young wings have their ups and downs, but the franchise still very much believes in his talent.
Here's Diallo. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Count it. Diallo's got the lead up to 5 now for Oklahoma City.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Now here's Ingram. Poked loose. And now a fast break for the Thunder. A huge slam. The perfect end of the fast break.
They feed off the energy of Dennis Schroeder. And when he gets these opportunities, he makes the most of them.
And with Ferguson, the fans can be hard on him. They're expecting more. But, Greg, it's going to take time for him.
You know, Ferguson has already made big strides with his defense. The shot and consistency will come, but the fans will have to be patient with him. Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
And, Greg, one of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
Now here's Ingram. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Kings in Sacramento. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. Pass to Hart. Puts it up from 12. And Adams with the slam.
Boy, the strength and the activity of Steven Adams makes him a force on the backboards.
Ingram attacking. And slam dunk by Ingram.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
Fast break, here they come. He lobs it up, and the dunk by Williamson.
And yeah, he's 280 pounds. We've never seen anyone hang in the air like this young man. Williamson is special.
Here's Hart, defended by Robertson, and that one is good. And now just a 3-point Thunder lead.
Well, exposing a weakness in the defense, that's just way too easy, guys.
Paul against Ingram. Paul kicks to Gallinari. Ingram with the steal. And Ingram with a clear path to the basket. And slam dunk by Ingram.
And how about the huge wingspan of Ingram, really causing the opposition a number of problems.
Paul dishes to Gallinari. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Paul against Ingram. Outside, Redick. 5 to shoot. No good on that one. Adams, some nice D. The Thunder leading by 3. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Dort. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the
First trip to the line for him here.
performed well thus far this season with a 78% clip.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. It's off to Utah for him after this game as they take on the Jazz. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. And stolen by Robertson. From outside the arc. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach out. All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to a competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. They were able to squeeze. And that...
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. The Thunder with the lead.
And last season, Andre Robertson missing so much time due to injury. Think back in his career, he's been a pivotal piece for the Thunder for so long. His absence was clearly felt.
And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Paul. And it's Dort in at the small forward. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And now we bring you the rookie leaderboard, featuring the NBA first-year players who have been dominant on the glass for the past 10 games and counting. The 4th spot held by Zion Williamson.
He's brought that physicality. I mean, given a chance to contribute, he's shown that he can battle inside with the best of them.
And with Robertson, you're missing his versatility on the defensive end.
It's no secret that he is out there due to his incredible defense. This guy can guard forwards, he can guard guards, and his reach is so important to this defensive scheme.
Holiday finds Ingram. Now here is Holiday. Gilgeous Alexander covering. Over in the corner, Williamson. Just 4 to shoot. And the dunk by Williamson.
Yeah, a nightmare to defend in space. Williamson showing elite acceleration with the ball in his hand.
And that one's good by Favors.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And, boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Adams. He dishes it to Gallinari to the inside. Paul kicks to Gilgeous Alexander. Second chance shot. And it's Ingram with the rebound. Pelicans trail by 5. Williamson with it. He's got 6. Plays it up and banks it in.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3. Terrific play calling. Everything clicking out of the gates here. And that's exactly what they needed at this point in the game. He goes to the go-to move and extends the lead.
A whole new cast of characters for the Pelicans. 3 promising first-round picks, Greg, and the young players acquired from the Lakers and veterans like Favors and Reddick.
All of a sudden, a wealth of options for Alvin Gentry. Time will tell how they did in the AD trade, but it seems like they're off to a nice start.
And Oklahoma City going with a whole new group out there.
You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
Schroeder against Jackson. Passes it to Diallo. Here's Ferguson. It's deflected. On the wing, Holiday. He's guarded by Diallo. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Holiday. And the layup is good. Holiday's got his first 2 points of the night.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And that one's good. Noel.
How about that show of strength from Nerlens Noel? No fear in how he attacks the defense on these shots.
Here's Jackson. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Okafor's checked in for Hayes. Josh Hart comes in for Brandon Ingram. And it's Lonzo Ball in for Drew Holiday. Robertson with it. Jackson on him. Out to the right wing. Noel down low. Covered by Okafor. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Doris, great scoring is often reliant upon great footwork. And we are coaches, don't we talk about that all the time?
We really do, Kev. You look at a guy like Kyrie Irving, who at the point guard position is one of the great scorers. He's a clutch shooter. He doesn't go to the free throw line a lot, and it's because he's so elusive. Can finish left and right, puts a lot of English on his shots. DeMar DeRozan gets separation with incredible footwork, and maybe the best in the league right now in terms of his footwork. That tap dancing James Harden, which is just nearly impossible to check.
I love those names, and you're so right. And it's fun to watch. What a skill. The Thunder have been excellent at the free throw line here today, a flawless 6 for 6. And so he hits the technical free throw. Shooter passes to Muscala. The 3 ball. Okafor grabs the miss.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Thunder have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. For the lead, gets the bucket and the foul. It's on Dennis Schroeder.
And they are amped up right now. I mean, after trailing for so long and then trimming that margin, finally they take the lead.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Favors is checked in. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Gallinari's checked in.
It definitely has the respect of the locker room. Holiday is someone that players enjoy playing with.
It's stolen by Schroeder. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Muscala with the ball. Favors picks him up. From deep. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. And the rejection by Noel.
This is a staple of his game. Nerlens Noel sends it back.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Thunder lead by 1. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from New Orleans. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this 4th quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. And it's Redick in at the 3 slot. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Gallinari outside. Over in the corner, Paul. Stolen by Ball. And now the Pelicans on the break. Redick's got the ball. Williamson with it. Adams on him. And it's Williamson missing. And Adams has got the ball here for Oklahoma City. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Count that bucket. And the Thunder lead by 1. And guys, here in the 4th quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Shoots from the baseline. A putback. Here's Williamson. And Adams sends it back.
Boy, this guy is such a defensive stalwart. Steven Adams' size and timing. Send it back, Steven.
Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
Well, those 5 turnovers, more than you like to see.
The Pelicans have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the 4th. A lot of misses, just the 1 make. Ball against Paul. Ball feeling it out a bit. Just 5 to shoot. Tipped away. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. And here's the upcoming schedule for New Orleans. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Utah Jazz. And then on Saturday, they'll face off against Paul George and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And for that game against the Hawks, on paper, you'd expect them to come away with the win, but this might be one of those trap games where they let it get away from them if they aren't focused.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Ingram's checked in. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, guys, I got a chance to find out what Alvin Gentry talked about with his players. He told the players, you guys are too talented to be playing this lackadaisical. Push the ball up the floor, get out on the break, and get to the fast break. Guys, we'll see if they can get it done.
Here's Williamson, outside Holiday. It's deflected. That's a floater go. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the first one drops. So he gets them both. The Pelicans trail. And he makes good on the layup.
You love that this guy doesn't get down on himself after a rough first half. Keep your composure and keep grinding.
Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Ingram attacking. And that one drops for him. Ingram's got the lead up to 3 now for the Pelicans.
And not only can Ingram score from the perimeter, but he can also contribute inside. The way he releases his shot makes it very difficult to block.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Thunder trailing by 3. Paul passes to Gilgeous-Alexander to the left side wing. And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Redick.
Active hands from him as he's able to deflect that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Noel's checked in. A nice shot by Gallinari.
The vision, the timelessness of Chris Paul's game. For many years, he's made everyone around him better.
And here is Ingram. Outside, Redick to the right side. And favors kicks to Williamson. Shot clock at 5. And the dunk by Williamson.
This is why they go to Zion. His teammates trusting in his ability to get the job done.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, good with the triple. Pelicans leading by 3. Ingram outside. Back to Favors. Feeds it to Ingram. Yes, once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
And Ingram is always ready to score in clutch situations. A guy you can depend on to give you his best. And that's just a risky play. To make a heave like that, not worth it.
And the wide open shot from Redick. And it's New Orleans scoring again.
Boy, they don't waste any time on that inbound play. Very little the defense can do to react to that one.
The shot by Paul, no good. The Pelicans have gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the 4th. The pass to Favors. Dishes it to Williamson. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's his first foul. Now here's Williamson. He's guarded closely. Puts up a 3. No good that time. And the Thunder going the other way now.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
This is the very definition of desperation time. You've got to score every trip.
There's Gallinari with the 3. It falls! And now they trail by just 4.
Listen, everyone knows what kind of shooter this guy is. Just his presence on the floor creates space.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. It's Ingram on the wing. The tray. Good on the three-point shot. Ingram's got the lead back up to 7 now for New Orleans.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Favors attacking. Over in the corner, Williamson. Ingram outside. Outside Redick. And Holiday has it in the corner. Off target with his 3. So we see the Pelicans get the win here. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining.
much fun, but it definitely came with some challenges. Thank goodness for 2K.
That's right. In fact, it's been an honor for us to share our time and our episodes with you, the fans, the community. And the big news is NBA 2K TV is returning for Season 7.
Yes, we're coming your way on September 4th. All new episodes of NBA 2K TV and NBA 2K21, where everything is game.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome, everyone, to Noche and a bit of break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Look at Oklahoma City. They've done well enough to be in 5th place in the conference so far. And checking out San Antonio. They're much further down in the standings right now.
And, you know, right now for San Antonio, they haven't gotten anywhere near where they wanted to be this season. Pretty clear there's a big talent gap between them and the true contenders.
And we've all thought this. They're just a middle-of-the-road team. The last thing anyone in the NBA wants to be.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Paul out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Dort in at the 3. And for San Antonio, DeRozan out there with Jakob Poeltl. Then there's Derek White. Then there's DeJounte Murray. And it's Walker in at the small forward.
Well, the first 9 seasons of DeMar DeRozan's career in Toronto, it had become home for him. Last season, the adversity of a trade that sent him to San Antonio.
Now here's Paul. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. And it's out of bounds. The Thunder able to retain possession. Gallinari on the wing. DeRozan defending. Offensive rebound. Adams' shot is good.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
For some reason, blocking out has become a lost art, and that's the result you'll get.
Right side to Walker. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Outside DeRozan. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And Smitty, a real adjustment for DeRozan, leaving behind the only NBA team he'd ever known after so long.
Yeah, he's been instrumental in taking the Raptors franchise to new heights. A lot of emotions. I think he understands he's going to grow from that experience.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Oklahoma City shooting their first free throws of the evening.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
And you look at the way Steven Adams has developed his offense the last few years. It's been a huge boost for this team. He has always been a great defender, but now he is an important cog on this team in terms of scoring.
Dort and Poeltl sends it back. And a fast break now for the Spurs. And it's White missing. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
This is what we talk about, valuing each possession, avoiding those kinds of mistakes.
The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And with Adams in his offense, you forget how young he is.
And big men, sometimes they just take a little longer to find their path in the NBA. And Adams has certainly found his. I remember him being it mostly to screen and rebound when he was a rookie, but look how far his game has come.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander following the score by Jakob Poeltl. There's the steal. It's stolen by DeRozan. Right side to Walker. It's hauled in by Adams.
Yeah, he's kicking himself. No defenders to be found in that mid-range area.
Out to the right wing. Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them.
For Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, his size at the point guard spot is a huge bonus for him. Allows him to switch onto most other players on defense when dealing with picks.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Over in the corner, Zeller. It's stolen by Schroeder. Oh, and here comes Gilgeous-Alexander all alone. Yep, it counts. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his second basket of the night.
More of a score-first point guard, but Schroeder doing a good job of finding the open man.
And it's Mills with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. They trail by 3. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Pass to Forbes. Kicks to Mills. Down to 5 on the shot clock. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. And one of the reasons they targeted Gilgeous-Alexander was because of his size.
Big guards aren't easy to find, Kevin, and they help coaches' defensive scheme. Every team looks to get a switch into a bad defensive matchup. If your PG isn't an option, the offense has to work that much harder.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander after the basket by San Antonio. Now the feed to Noel. Gay outside. Here's Forbes. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Schroeder looking around. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. From the arc. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
An underrated shooter. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander hit 40% from range at Kentucky.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. From outside, off the mark. Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against the Mavericks.
Yeah, I think they prepared to face more defensive pressure, and that one didn't happen, and boy, they just rolled.
They came in focused and ready to play, and despite facing little resistance, they never pulled back.
In the corner, it's Diallo. Here's Muscala.
In these moments when he's motivated, Rudy Gay can affect a lot of shots.
Both teams. Chris Ball talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard.
Toughest position in the NBA night.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
They came in looking to attack from the get-go, willing to be physical and setting the tone.
So for Oklahoma City right now, we got Dennis Schroeder, Andre Robertson out there with Muscala. Then it's Noel, and it's Diallo in at the 2.
The Spurs with the league's longest active playoffs.
He got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. Now, here's Mills. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Dallas. And stolen by Robertson. Diallo the pass to Schroeder. And stolen by Zeller. On the wing, Bellinelli. Defended by Robertson. The shot by Bellinelli. No good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Robertson. And here is Muscala. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Schroeder. Here's Noel. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
And Bellinelli kicks to Gay. Mills passes to Gay. Over Robertson. Bellinelli dishes to Gay. Good. Mills has got the lead up to 4 now for the Spurs.
You know, he's not someone who spends a ton of time in the painted area, but Patty Mills looking comfortable on that one.
Yeah, That's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
And some changes here for the Spurs. Pirtle, he is checked in for Tyler Zeller. DeRozan comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's DeJounte Murray in for Patty Mills. Then for the Thunder, Adams, he's checked in for Noel. Molinari comes in for Muscala. And it's Paul in for Dennis Schroeder. Game. That one misses. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz. And some changes here for the Spurs. Lonnie Walker, he's checked in for Game. And it's White in for Bryn Forbes.
Some players never recover from a torn Achilles. Rudy Gay has come back and as good as ever. Still one of the most productive small forwards we have in the league.
DeRozan finds Walker, and out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Well, some of the numbers NBA wingmen have been putting up from the field this season are truly impressive. Have a look at the top shooters among them. Second is DeMar DeRozan.
And that tells you about their ability to slash through the defense and get to the hoop effectively. I mean, because you have to be getting a lot of layups to have that kind of a percentage.
And I don't think there's a player on that list who can't also light it up from the outside. Every one of those guys is a hot streak just waiting to happen.
And Steve, the size and athleticism of Gay has always set him apart at that small forward position.
He's able to make something out of nothing, playing over the top most of the time of his defender. He is dangerous.
Now here's Adams. 5 points in the game.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Right in the teeth of that defense, DeRozan explosive through contact.
And it's Paul with the ball for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Passes it to Diallo. Back to Paul. The 19-foot shot. Good on the shot. Paul's got the game tied up here for the Thunder.
And when you look at Chris, not the biggest guy, but very hard to block his shot. Doesn't allow the defender to time him out.
Great defensive effort. Just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Murray kicks to DeRozan. 56 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's White. Up again, and it's DeRozan with the extra effort. DeRozan's got 8 points.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
His second foul in as many quarters. We'll see if he backs off or stays aggressive.
Terrence Ferguson's checked in for Oklahoma City. Gilgeous Alexander comes in for Diallo. Now here's Walker. Following the shot by Chris Paul. Shot's good by Walker.
I love the vision by DeMar DeRozan. He found the wide open teammate.
7-second difference, shot and game clock, and stolen by Murray. It's DeRozan with the drive.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
We talk about it time and time again. Turnovers are costly, especially when the game is close.
The Thunder shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
One of the most vocal players in this league, CP3, is known as a tremendous leader.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
And here's Mills from the arc. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3. Paul with the ball. It'll count. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jets. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was... And that does it for our half.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
Jakob Poeltl out there with DeRozan. Then there's Murray. Then it's White. And it's Walker in at the 3, the small forward. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Well, we've seen it before. We're certainly seeing it right now, Smitty. The super team phenomena. Is there anything the league can or should do about that?
What I think they can do is being able to allow players to sign a longer-term deal. If a guy is, I would say, under contract for 6, 7, 8 years, then you won't see as much movement. But if you have these guys who are making so much money off the court from their endorsements, they're going to keep signing shorter deals, so they'll have the leverage to be able to move.
Poeltl with the steal. And here we go with DeRozan. Oh, what a play!
Wow, you knew that DeRozan has that in him. Didn't think he'd pull it off in a game, though.
Ball's knocked loose. Adams against Walker. Here's White. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And he's been terrific, guys. I mean, the percentage right around 86%, so no doubt he's pleased with that.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Bellinelli comes in for Lonnie Walker. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Murray.
They're fortunate the defender couldn't control it. Almost lost that possession.
Adams, the pass to Schroeder. Fires top of the key.
You know, DeRozan doesn't often get enough credit for his defense, but he was great on that play.
And the dunk by DeRozan.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
And so here is Oklahoma City after the basket by San Antonio. Inside, here's Muscala, and foul on the shot. And here we go, coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able to. The challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Rudy Gay's checked in for Zeller. That's Mills in for White. DeRozan scanning the floor. Here's Bellinelli. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. It's a hand on it. Rebound by Muscala. Now here's Robertson. He's tightly guarded, and he banks in the layup.
That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
To the left wing. Now the pass to Forbes. On the wing, DeRozan. He's covered by Muscala. Here's Bellinelli. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. DeRozan's got his 3rd assist on the night. And last season, DeMar DeRozan averaging the lowest rate of three-point attempts of his career.
Kevin, the Raptors had wanted him to shoot more triples. The Spurs were content to put the ball in his hands and let others provide the spacing.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 9 points in the game so far. You put one of these guys on the stripe, boy, you better just chalk up the points. These are the top free throw shooters since the All-Star break. You look at Mills, one of the league's best, third in free throw percentage.
And one look at his numbers since the break, and you can see how comfortable he's been at the foul line.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Nerlens Noel checks in for Adams. And Ferguson subbed in for Robertson. Schroeder finds Muscala. Now here's DeRozan. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. And the wide open shot from Bellinelli. Sinks the triple. And now an 8-point San Antonio lead. Pass to Muscala. It's stolen by DeRozan. And the Spurs pushing it up now. And the rejection by Noel. Mills, that's a two-pointer. Drained for 2 points. Mills has got the lead up to 10 now for the Spurs.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
The pass by Schroeder, finding the right balance between scoring and facilitating.
Greg, last season, Dennis Schroeder transitioning to more of a sixth-man role with the Thunder.
And for his first go at that role, I thought Schroeder looked really good. He's always been able to score and create, and coming off the bench might be the best spot for him.
Pirtle, he's checked in for the Spurs. Murray comes in for Bryn Forbes. Then for the Thunder, Gallinari, he's checked in for Mike Muscala. Diallo comes in for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Paul in for Dennis Schroeder. For Oklahoma City, they have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. First one falls for him.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And for the Thunder, a lot of the assistant coaches leaving this past summer. Greg, how much of a concern is that for head coach Billy Donovan?
Possibly a sign that Donovan could be on the hot seat in OKC. I mean, 3 consecutive first-round exits. Donovan on the final year of his deal. The clock is definitely ticking.
Lonnie Walker, he's checked in for the Spurs. Here's DeRozan.
And you look at all the under-the-radar prospects.
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Nader's checked in, and Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Paul.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
There is the value of great rim protection without fouling, forcing the miss.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Make him foul you to stop you. DeRozan with the strength and vertical ability doing damage inside.
And he makes both free throws.
And his work at the free throw line has been terrific tonight, making the most of his chances.
And stolen by Murray. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Murray. Murray's got his 4th assist in this one. Now here's Diallo. DeRozan defending. Back to Diallo. Accurate with the jumper from the elbow. Diallo's got 6 points.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. So for Oklahoma City right now, They've got Noel, Diallo out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Gallinari. And it's George in at the 3 spot.
Defending Schroeder is much trickier than it used to be. Has developed his skills to go along with the athleticism.
You know, Greg, for the Thunder fans, hard to see their star power dwindle, but they got a lot in return.
Yeah, but the Thunder were capped out. They hadn't made it past the first round in 3 years. And in exchange for Paul George, they got one of the richest trade packages in league history.
The 3. San Antonio with the rebound. They've led by as many as 14 points. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. And that'll be the middle game of their 5 and their longest homestand of the year. Now here's DeRozan. He gets that one. DeRozan's got 14 points now in the second half.
He's been a big factor in their offense tonight, making shot after shot.
And it goes down 2 points.
This is just reading the defense, finding the soft spot. Heady play by Gallinari.
Here's White. No good from outside.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
Here's Gallinari. Second shot opportunity, and it's Gay with the rebound. Spurs leading by 10. White, good.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
The Thunder have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Murray. A different look for Oklahoma City. Adams, he's checked in for Noel. And Paul subbed in for Diallo. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Feeds it to Gallinari. And stolen by Gay. White dishes to Murray. And he uses the glass on the layup. Murray's got the lead up to 14 now for the Spurs.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution. That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him. Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, they've maintained their focus.
Smitty, you played with the U.S. national team. Would you say they allow more physicality in FIBA than they do in the NBA?
No, I think, Kevin, different parts of the game, there's more physicality. Like on the free throw line, boxing out. Like going up for rebounds, they let a lot more than we're used to go. But usually the NBA players adjust, and they find their way.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
Gallinari with the steal. And here's the fast break. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
The eyes of Chris Paul. He's always had tremendous vision.
Here's DeRozan. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. That's 28 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Here's the thing. He's a guy who will go on hot streaks for you over a number of games.
Here's Murray. And that one drops. Murray's got 6 here in this quarter.
Finding a soft spot in the belly of that defense. Murray taking full advantage.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Back to Gay. And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Spurs making a switch here. Walker's checked in, and Oklahoma City with a change here too. Gilgeous-Alexander's checked in for Dennis Schroeder. Now here's Murray. Pirtle kicks to Murray. 5 on the clock. The Thunder pull it in. It's tipped. Gallinari passes to Dort. Walker with some nice D. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option. And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Spurs.
This is a game where the defense, steals specifically, generating a lot of opportunities.
And it created possessions for them, scoring opportunities, and that effort, a big part of what will be a nice victory here tonight.
And now on the year, this will take them to 28 wins. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for DeMar DeRozan.
Shouldering the load for them all night offensively. He came in focused, ready to go, and he delivered.
And he knocks down the first one. Mills, who's checked in for DeJounte Murray. Good on both. 36 seconds left in the fourth. Pass to Ferguson. Lets it go from deep. Unable to get that one. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
San Antonio, Patty Mills at the line for two.
The first free throw is good.
And one of the game's best free throw shooters. It's a shame that Patty almost never gets to the line.
Now, here's Robertson, covered by Mills. Now, here's Robertson. Over to the wing. Will it go? It's off. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Steve Smith, Craig Anthony.
2K21 demo is out now, and in this episode, we're jumping right in. Plus, we look back at our best 2K TV moments of 2K20. And first looks at what's coming up in my team for 2K21.
A terrific look at the sit. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Jackson.
But sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Paul out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Dort in at the 3 slot. And for the Grizzlies, Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Anderson in at the 3 spot. We've got a terrific front court matchup tonight. Chris, you were the prototypical 4 when you played. Who is the toughest power forward you had to defend?
Okay, well, I'm going to give you the same answer I always have. When I was in the West Coast, any given week, this is who I had to guard in a week's time. Tim Duncan, Garnett, Nowitzki, Rasheed Wallace, Robert Horry, it's Karl Malone. That was all in the West Coast, and I think I played in the golden era of power forwards, and so I would just say put all their names in a hat, pick one out, and that's who was the toughest, because it was like that every night.
Hall of Famers, including yourself. Here's Morant. The Thunder making the shot. Brooks with no one around. Hands it from downtown.
You see the confidence rising? I mean, when Brooks is firing away like this, keep feeding him.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Paul. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Dort, defended by Anderson. Dort misses. Grizzlies have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Now here's Morant. Tight defense on him. Valanciunas in the high post. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a perfect 4-for-4 start for them. Now they're just getting all the shots they want.
Pass to Dort. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. The Thunder shooting their first free throws of the game.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
In Memphis, a small town, not a free agent destination, but the connection between these fans and their team really stands out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, first of all, I love Memphis. Shout out to Bill Street. Oh, man, they got some great food there, GA. I'll take it one of my spots next time we're up there. But Memphis is known for its food and music. I mean, the MGs, as some call the Grizzlies, a treasured part of the scene. Well, they weren't going to stay perfect forever, but still shooting 80% from the floor to start the game.
Well, you know your low post players are going to take a lot of trips to the foul line. So it helps to have big men who can train free throws like this group can. Gallinari is second.
And a lot of these big men take the confidence they have in the paint straight to the free throw line with them. I mean, that makes them very hard to handle.
Yeah, because you know if you're going to be spending the majority of your time in the paint, you're going to get to the line a lot. So it serves you well to hit your free throw.
Noel's checked in for the Thunder. Outside Jackson, over Noel, and the basket by Jackson.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
Oh, yeah, that's one of his go-to spots. I mean, you have to pressure him in that mid-range area.
Now, here is Gallinari. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Utah.
Exceptional instincts from the clever guard, Paul. I mean, reading the D, making the right pass.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Just a little too amped up here early. 2 fouls on him already. That's going to affect his playing time.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Clark comes in for Jackson. And Grayson Allen subbed in for Dylan Brooks. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Muscala, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Terrence Ferguson comes in for Gallinari. Diallo, he's checked in for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Chris Paul.
Now, Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. And that one's good by Clark.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
The pass to Ferguson. And here's Diallo. 1:11 left to play in the first quarter. And off there, he misses his first shot of the night. Allen with it. Now guarded by Schroeder. So nice passing there by Memphis. No problems knocking that one down.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
Memphis leading by 6. Allen surveying the D. 41 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Dishes it to Jang. Rebound by Muscala.
I don't think the D does good enough here, but something causes the miss.
Ferguson, the pass to Schroeder. Now here's Diallo. Fires from the line. The Thunder with another miss. Grizzlies have gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to their offense. Jang inside. He's covered by Muscala. Lays it up off the glass.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
And that does it for the first quarter. Grizzlies out in front. They lead by 8. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. Chris Paul and Elite.
The steals thing is just...
Well, you hear about the importance of watching film, Greg. It reveals itself in many ways.
And learning guys' habits. What they like to do gives him a knack for when to go after steals without hurting his team.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. What stands out to you from the Grizzlies in this one?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
So the Thunder 5 right now. Muscala is out there with Nerlens Noel. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Andre Robertson. And it's Diallo in at the 3. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the son of an NBA player. And I'm so old, I covered his dad in college. Growing up, his parents let him find his passion, but the game was always in his genes. Jackson Jr. said, "I've always prided myself on being more than just a basketball player, but I can't deny my laser focus on the sport." Kevin, he's following in his father's footsteps, but looking to create his own legacy.
Terrific mentor, but he's just getting started, David. Thank you. It's stolen by Schroeder. And now the fast break. Schroeder with the ball. Passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. Takes a 3. Not going to go that time. Now Memphis takes it the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers. Now here's Morant. He's guarded by Schroeder and finished off by Morant.
You could do that every time up the floor. Put Morant in the pick and roll and just let him go to work.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Oh, man, did you see him close that gap? What a great job. He made the shooter feel uncomfortable.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
Oh, I do too, Greg. You have to go to your best scorers. I mean, it's a smart strategy, and so far, it's paying off in this game.
And it's Gallinari missing. And the Grizzlies leading by 15. Well, Chris, as we wind toward the end of the regular season, what do you notice as an analyst that you didn't notice when you were playing?
Wow, I think what I didn't notice when I was playing was just everything that goes on around the arena. Now I get to the games a couple of hours early. I get to interact with fans. I get to see game productions. The business of basketball, just how much everyone loves the game, from Adam Silver down to someone at the concession stands at the arena, how it really is a community and a family. Because when I was in Sacramento, I'm just playing for Sacramento. I didn't realize how many people in New York and Detroit and other places supported not only us in Sacramento, but their home teams, and just seeing how passionate everyone in the business of basketball, how passionate they are, and that's just something awesome to be a part of.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
Here's Morant. Great D that time from Dennis Schroeder.
Oh, he did everything right there except hit the shot.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. The dish to Adams. Schroeder surveying the floor. 5 to shoot. Robertson finds Gilgeous-Alexander. Offline with his 3.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Morant passes to Brooks. He dishes it to Valanciunas, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Steven Adams picks one up, and the emphasis on mobility, a challenge for lumbering 7-footers like Valanciunas.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not going to be the quickest when you're 7 feet tall, Kevin. I mean, in order to earn his keep, he has to be dominant inside. I mean, he has that capability.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. Memphis leading by 16. Allen outside. To the middle. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And Memphis making a change here. Zhang's checked in. Thunder trailing by 19. Paul outside. There's 42 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And the rejection by Zhang. Jackson looking around. Melton passes to Jackson. And it's off from 3-point range. It's stolen.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, no need to rush right here. Let the clock run a little, then execute your offense.
Paul with the ball. He's still scoreless so far in this one. 3 seconds left. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, good to see you. It's Memphis out in front at the half. They are dominating the scoring, leading by 19. And that'll...
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So on the floor for Memphis, Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Anderson in at the small forward. The Grizzlies pull it in. Valanciunas has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Jackson passes to Anderson. Now here's Morant, defended by Paul. And that one's good, Morant.
They are just killing him on the interior.
That's a 2 from Paul. And the rejection by Jackson. And that'll be Oklahoma City as it goes out of bounds. Thunder retain possession. Gallinari against Jackson. Ball outside, stolen by Anderson. And now the Grizzlies, fast break. Jackson's got the ball. Morant with a wide open look. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Morant's got 5 points now this quarter. And it's Paul penetrating, and Adams with the slam.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk. All of it perfect. To the inside. Valanciunas. Out to Brooks. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go.
Might take them a little while to find their stride here in the second half. Only 1 for 4 so far. They just need to calm down, play their game.
And this kid, Ja Morant, came out of nowhere, under-recruited in high school, showed some promise in that first year college, but boy, did he blow up.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Clark, he's checked in for Memphis. Robertson, he's checked in for the Thunder. Diallo comes in for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Just 5 on the clock. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Bangs home the trifecta. Gallinari's got 5 points so far. And Morant really impacts the game in every area.
It's incredible, Kevin. He gives you the points, the assists, the rebounds. But then you look at the box score, and you also see a block, a couple steals. And I like that he shoots a high percentage at the line.
Oklahoma City on D. Following the basket by Ja Morant. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Noel's checked in for Steven Adams. Mike Muscala comes in for Gallinari. Terrence Ferguson's checked in for Robertson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Paul. Now Diallo. Following the miss by Ja Morant from deep. Shot good by Diallo.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Memphis moving it around. Pass to Morant. Here's Clark. He's covered by Muscala. Count the basket.
Well, this is why Morant's teammates love to play alongside him. I mean, exceptional vision, and he's incredibly unselfish.
And slam dunk by Noel.
Look, he may not be thought of as big for a center, but with his ability to go vertical, he sure plays good.
Schroeder outside. And foul on the shot. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Kicks it to Allen. From past the arc, a putback. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Thunder trailing by 17. Here's Diallo. A slam dunk by Diallo.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Pass to Jang. Dishes to Allen. For three. And it's Noel with the rebound.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
And so he's able to get one of two.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
The shot's good. Here's Schroeder. He's got 8. .29 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. He kicks it to Muscala. Back to Schroeder. And the pass to Diallo. 4 on the clock. The offensive rebound. Noel. And slam dunk by Noel.
And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more like it because second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback. 7 seconds left in the third. Down low. Here's Muscala. Off on the layup.
The D hangs tough and stopping what would normally have been an easy layup.
And so it's Memphis, out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Well, I like that he didn't make his decision too early. You know, he let the play develop. That's how you do it. Finds the weakness in that defense.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And Oklahoma City, look at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander at the 1 with Ferguson at the 2. Mike Muscala out there at Nerlens Noel. And it's Dort in at the small forward spot. That shot wide open. 6 points for Brooks. You played for a lot of different coaches in your career, Chris. I'm sure you saw characteristics that you like in a head coach with all the different people you played for.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely want coaches that challenge you, that want to make you better, that helps with the team chemistry. But I would say, number one, you want a coach that understands they are such a good coach that their job is to infuse you with as much information during practice, and then come game time, they trust you to go out and do your thing. They don't micromanage during the big games. They say, wait a minute, we put enough practice time, you know what we should do, now go out there and execute. The ones that trust you, you gotta love.
Right.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Poked away, another shot. Here's Morant. It's good from long range. Morant's got 26 points.
His individual effort has been outstanding tonight, and it's helped him grab the lead.
Passes it to Noel. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Morant. But they get it back. It's good on the putback.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Now here's Noel. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Jonas Valanciunas. That's good from Noel. This last season, the Thunder became the final NBA team to reach an agreement for jersey sponsorships. Have you gotten used to seeing those patches on the various jerseys around the league?
You know what, Kevin? I have. And they're not as intrusive as I thought. I was
Me too. I agree.
Yeah, I was so scared of this. I thought it was going to ugly up the jerseys and be bigger than the team logo and things like that. But you know how great this league is when it comes to getting messages out to their fans and promotion. And so we've done a wonderful job. And actually some I really, really like how they fit the jersey, how the colors matches, and the history of the company, actually. So, no, I think they've done a great job kind of just making sure it just slides in there, not taking away the shine from the team.
Adams, he's checked in for the Thunder. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. Hey, Chris, for some guys, playing in their hometown is a dream. But there's also that added pressure, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, at least when you play away from home, it's a little more quiet. You don't have to get as many tickets for the game. When I got a chance to play home in Detroit, it was one of the best moments of my life. And I thought to myself, this is a wonderful feeling, but could I have handled it for 15 years in my career? I don't know. That's 30 tickets a game. Oh, I probably would have to go back into the NBA again just to pay for those tickets. But I tell you what, it's fun. And for me, a mama's boy, eating your mama's cooking before a game, it is never, ever, I've never had a better feeling before a game. Eating her food and being able to go out and play.
I bet. Here's Morant following the basket by Chris Paul. Back to Valanciunas. The rebound by Steven Adams.
Not the guy you expect to be missing a bunny.
And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in the corner. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
Oh, yeah, difficult finish, but if you expected him to back down, you better think again.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Tolliver the pass to Melton. Memphis moving that ball around. The Grizzlies with another miss. And Adams has got the ball here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They trail by 16.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Memphis.
Look at their number of assists.
You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
And with this win, they'll end up notching another victory for this year's campaign, win number 33. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Ja Morant.
Oh, man, anticipation, instincts, energy, all his tools were on display tonight as he lit the place up.
The Thunder have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Here's Nader. Pass to Schroeder, uncovered. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. And the Grizzlies with possession here. Pass to Jang. Here's Melton. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And he makes the first. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Watanabe's checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 30 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Now here's Schroeder. D right on him. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Who knows what this score would look like if he wasn't on his game tonight.
Here's Melton. He's guarded by Schroeder. Here's Watanabe. Gets to the corner and buries it. And the Grizzlies lead by 20.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
That's why they're in the driver's seat right now, looking to put this one away.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is...
of 2K TV.
The wait is almost over. We are just days away from 2K Day and the launch of NBA 2K21.
And if you can't wait, you can get early access to the NBA 2K21 demo right now. Here's how you get started.
The NBA 2K21 demo is here. And in the demo,
And the starting lineups have concluded. So just well, what a great attitude. He is a monster on defense. David, thank you. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. If the playoffs started today, they'd hold the number 5 seed. Of course, they're looking to build on that. And checking out New Orleans. Right now, they're 5 spots below them.
And when I look at Oklahoma City, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
And they need to stay focused. I mean, they have to ensure they hang on to a high seed. It's imperative for them.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Holiday and Ingram out on the perimeter. Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. And it's Ball in at the point. And for the Thunder, Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Ball out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's George in at the 3. And the rejection by Favors. Ball, the pass to Favors. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. 14 feet away. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Clark, some of those lottery-bound teams now giving more minutes to their younger players, developing them, looking into the future, which means more veterans, unfortunately, will have to sit and watch.
And, you know, I always say this, and it's much easier said than done, but you're a professional, whether you're in the rotation, a young player or an old player, you have to approach it in a professional manner. And that means accepting the good with the bad, the sweet with the bitter, and that takes a maturity level. You know, when the trade deadline is behind you, you only can control what you can control, and that's what veterans should be about.
And hopefully the coach communicates the ideas behind the move, too.
I like that, but there's no obligation to do so.
Right. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. New Orleans making a switch here. Redick is checked in. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And it's good off the back rim and in.
And Redick drains these shots constantly. I mean, senses and feels the separation and then capitalizes on it.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Adams' shot is good.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Redick against Paul. And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That's his first foul. Here's Williamson. 23 points his last outing. Here's Holiday. And the layup's good off the glass.
And really an underrated playmaker. Williamson with good court vision and solid decision making.
Redick against Paul. And Gallinari kicks to Paul. Pass to Dort. 6 on the shot clock. Shot on the wing. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 3 assists in the game.
Well, you know, sometimes I think we just take for granted how outstanding a passer Chris Paul is nowadays. I mean, this guy's averaged just under 10 assists a game for his career. Really one of the best point guards to play the position.
And it's in there.
Nice aggressive move by Paul. You know, for a little guy, he knows exactly how to finish inside. Very good at making it happen against bigger players.
And that one's good by Favors.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And you're talking about Chris Paul and his assist totals. His career numbers, Clark, are among the elite.
Yeah, they are. And it's clear he's been outstanding for a long time, but he admits that he doesn't think he'll catch the record of John Stockton. But if he can stay healthy for a few more seasons, there's a really good chance he could end up in the top 5 all-time in assists.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. The Pelicans make their last shot. Holiday dishes to Williamson. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Williamson's got 8.
And normal physicality doesn't get it done with Williamson. To stop him from scoring, you really have to up the ante and get him before he hits that launching pass.
Wow, what a clever pass that time by Chris Paul.
Williamson with it. Gallinari on him. Shoots. Another one falls for New Orleans.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Redick for 3. Thunder with the rebound. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz. Paul passes to Adams. There's the dish to Gallinari. Tries again. Back to Adams. And stolen by Favors. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Pelicans.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
We've got Diallo, Mike Muscala out there with Ferguson. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Noel in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. That one drops for him.
Boy, what persistence from Noel, a guy who does not quit on the glass. I mean, his tenacity is a huge reason as to why this team loves him.
Now, here's Ball. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Kings in Sacramento.
And then there was his passing. When he wasn't scoring on his own, he was making plays for his teammates, and they just couldn't figure out how to defend him.
And the dunk by Williamson.
And the offensive skill set Williamson has off the charts. And the scary thing is, guys, he's only going to keep getting better. You can see he just rushed it a little bit, lost the focus, I think.
To the paint. Here's Ball. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Ball's got the lead up to 4 now for the Pelicans. And for all the drama surrounding Lonzo Ball's entrance into the NBA, one thing is for certain, he can play.
And Lonzo will always have the media attention, but the fact is he is a very talented player. His playmaking and passing was as elite as advertised from day one, starting to find his spots on how he can score for himself. But everything else with his game is what you'd want from an elite point guard.
And it's Schroeder missing. Pelicans leading by 4. Hart the pass to Melly. Low block shot on the way, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Boy, Hart is one of those guys you look at and you can just see the team is first with him. Never hesitates to find the open guy.
Diallo inside. Jackson on him. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Pass to Muscala. Shot clock at 6. Here's Ferguson. No points in the game yet for him. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Melly passes the ball. Here's Melly. He's covered by Muscala.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Diallo with it. Jackson on him. And the rejection by Jackson. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Dennis Schroeder.
clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
Mark, we're seeing more and more young coaches in the NBA. You think this is a trend? Is it completely circumstantial? What's your view on it?
Well, I think you've got more younger coaches that are capable and able to coach. And the league is quite young, too. I think it's a current trend. But we've seen that before in decades past when it seems the wave of coaches are younger. I think it's more or less kind of the cycle of life that we see across a lot of different industries.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Gilgeous-Alexander's checked in for Oklahoma City. Ingram, he's checked in for New Orleans. Holiday comes in for Frank Jackson. Now here's Noel. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game.
Impressive strength on display by Noel, and that allows him to get a number of and-one opportunities. He powers through contact and is able to score even when fouled. Picking up his second foul here, has to be careful because they can pile up quickly.
Well, you talk about athletic families. Both of Drew Holiday's parents played Division I college basketball. Two brothers also in the NBA. His sister played at UCLA. Oh, and by the way, his wife is a gold medal winning soccer player. That is tough to beat.
Now here's Schroeder. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Utah. Gallinari attacking. That shot, no good. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Adams checked in. Schroeder looking around. And there's the pass to Gallinari. Misses the three. New Orleans with the ball. They're on an 18-5 run. Holiday against Schroeder. Holiday goes in. Okafor inside. Over Gallinari. Keeps it alive. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Hayes has got 5 points in the quarter.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip-in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there.
And great instincts, too, guys, anticipating where the miss was going.
Count it, good.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high-percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
You know what, guys, honestly, I didn't think he'd win that battle. I mean, that's a lot of height to give up.
And Holiday has it in the corner. The putback. And it's, yeah, wow, he nails the buzzer beater. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome. Zion Williamson was on fire in the first half. He had 14. And that's a wrap.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You look at Zion Williamson, guys. In this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half, and he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Guys, he's been in beast mode down low, asserting his will. The defense has been helpless, unable to slow him down.
On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. And it's Favors in at the center position. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. In third, the Pelicans.
I mean, no doubt for me that they've hit their stride the last few weeks. I mean, they are punishing the defenses with that up-tempo style.
Here's Dort. He averages a bit over 6 points a game, and it's Brandon Ingram with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He started close, and the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That is his first foul of the game. Stolen by Ball.
A risky cross-court pass there, and it costs them. You got to be sure that you can get it there in time before you let that one go.
Now, here's Ball. 17-point lead, their biggest. And it's Williamson missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Wasted no time on that one. Dort's got his team on the board first here in the second half for the Thunder. Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever.
Pass to Dort. Right wing. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Pelicans with the rebound.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And that one's good. Ingram.
And you have to admire how Ingram is constantly looking for a shot on offense. With his skill set, you want him to be shot hungry.
Dort passes to Adams. Baseline try, and he drops that one in. Adams has got 8.
Well, as for them being behind in this game, you certainly can't put any of it on his shoulders. He's been tremendous offensively.
Now, here's Ball. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. So both teams changing it up here. Jackson passes to Melly. Jackson trying to break free. A nice shot by Melly. Melly's got his second basket. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Thunder will retain possession.
All right, a chance here to check out Derek Favors' stats. He's had an impressive second half of the season. 10th in field goal percentage, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And back to his phenomenal efficiency from 3, top 10 in the league. His consistent shooting creates so many openings in the defense. Now here's Jackson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Shoots. Again, the Pelicans score.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
Here's Ferguson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. It's good on the putback. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Pelicans. It's an 18-point lead. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. That will be the 4th of this string of 5 played on the road. Now here's Jackson. And Redick kicks to Jackson. Shot clock at 5. The 3. The shot by Redick, no good. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. To the inside. 1:09 left to play in the third. And the basket by Jackson.
A nice job taking what the defenders gave him. These guys need a gut check right now.
Well, that's exactly the kind of defense that's gotten them into the hole.
Now here's Schroeder. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Yep, that one goes. There's 49 seconds left here in the third quarter. Hayes with it. Noel on him. Now Hayes. 9 points in the game so far. Hayes. And it's Noel with the rebound. Thunder trailing by 18. In the corner, it's Diallo. Kicks it to Schroeder. Pulls it from the elbow. Jump shot is good that time. Schroeder's got 4 this quarter.
And, you know, he's going to take that shot every time. The defense has to respect him from the mid-range.
Jackson passes to Melly. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Diallo, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Diallo's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Well, there's nothing like being unselfish as a player, and Noel was outstanding in that regard, reading the entire floor and finding his guys for high percentage shots.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans with a 14-point lead as we...
I'm telling you, it's all about learning.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. The tandem outside, Robertson and Gallinari. Noel is out there with Mike Muscala. And it's Schroeder in at the 1 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
And it's the Pelicans with the ball after the miss from Dennis Schroeder. Look, who do you think is the best center right now, spacing the floor and also embracing the...
Yes, sir.
That was incredible.
Wow, man.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off.
Boy, both ends of that play, guys, were fantastic.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Adams, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Gilgeous-Alexander comes in for Mike Muscala. And Paul subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. The Pelicans also changing it up. Derek Favors checked in for Hayes. And Ball subbed in for Hart. Ball against Ball. Paul kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Holiday with the block. Gallinari against Okafor. Passes to Ingram. 6 to shoot. And here is Ball. Ingram wide open. It's hauled in by Adams. Now here's Robertson. He's covered closely. Ingram comes with the double team. Adams' shot is off. Pelicans leading by 16. Ingram finds Holiday. Shoots from the right block. Yes, that goes in.
Yeah, you know, you look at Ingram, and it's not all about scoring with him. He shows he shares the ball as well.
Good work there as it goes.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist. You know, his teammates calling him the slender man. Brandon Ingram, not much more than 200 lbs, but adding strength has been a focus.
Both teams will make substitutions. And with Brandon Ingram and his size, he could benefit from adding a few pounds.
Well, you know, his teammates call him Tiny Dog. Dog because of his determination. That's a positive thing. The tiny part in reference to his slight frame. Time to bulk it up, young fella. Weight room.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Pelicans.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those.
And so it's Gallinari with it. They'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 15-point game. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Right side Holiday. He kicks the ball. Pass to Ingram. Back to Ball. All sorts of time. It's not going to go for him. And the Thunder going the other way now. Here's Dort. Makes it off the glass.
That's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
Now here is Holiday. Gilgeous-Alexander covering.
It definitely has the respect of the locker room. Holiday is someone that players enjoy playing with.
Free throw, good, Holiday. Both free throws good from Holiday. There's 1:47 left in the fourth quarter. Paul passes to Adams. Gallinari trying to get open.
You know, this is why they trust Paul to run the offense. I mean, he's so good at getting the ball to guys on time and on target.
Holiday attacking. And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. Double checking, and the game continues on.
A shot by Paul, no good. New Orleans leading by 12. And the pass to Williamson. Shot left block. That's good on the jump shot.
That's scary. Already a great shot maker. Williamson still has plenty of room to grow in that area.
The shot's good from Paul.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
Pulls up. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Pelicans.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all games. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29. And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Zion Williamson.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand. And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Ball dishes to Holiday. Pass to Williamson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the shot goes down.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exit.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
And you know what?
So we see the Pelicans taking the W here.
feeling one of your builds? You have the ability to make 6 total builds and play 1 test game for each one. In the
A view of I-40 in Chesapeake. As we approach the playoffs, let's now take a look at what is shaping up in the West. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. They've done well enough to be in 5th place in the conference so far. And, of course, the Spurs. Right now, quite a ways down below.
And, you know, right now for San Antonio, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
And you have to wonder just how different this team will look next season, from players to possibly coaches, maybe every level of the organization.
And the starting group for the Spurs. You've got Jakob Poeltl, Murray out there with White. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Walker in at the small forward position. And for the Thunder, Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Chris Paul. And it's Dort in at the small forward.
And really, Poeltl is a very forceful player. When he's near the rim, the D better watch out for the slam.
Outside, Walker. Outside, White. Back to DeRozan.
Lightning.
That was incredible.
And he just glides to the hoop on his drives. DeRozan's got plenty of force to his game. Don't get me wrong, but he makes everything look so effortless.
Well, not many times does Adams get his number called for plays like that, but the oop there looked good.
Here's Walker. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz. Well, when Danilo Gallinari came into the NBA, Brent, he was just a catch-and-shoot type player. But he's so much more than that now.
Well, I think with the way the league has changed with the three-point shot and Gallinari's ability to do that, he's gotten a lot smarter about picking his spots when the pump fake can drive in and draw some contact.
Brandon, looking ahead to the playoffs, when you made your first postseason appearance, were you surprised by the intensity you found once you got there?
Kevin, it was my second season. I was playing for the Clippers, so getting into the playoffs was quite miraculous on the Tona court for the organization. But the level of detail in the playoffs and intensity in the playoffs, they know everything that you're going to do. And we were playing against the Utah Jazz, which at that time...
Some pretty good players.
Yes, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, the great Jerry Sloan as the head coach. It was a wonderful experience, but you understood that the playoffs were different. Absolutely something different in terms of the intensity and what it is that that team knew about you. You're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
And the shot is good.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Wide open look here for Murray. And a miss there on the triple. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Dort. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Worked that one inside nicely.
Now the pass to Poeltl. It's stolen by Adams. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Here's Dort. A rebound by the Spurs. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And in that one, the backups came to play. Gave the team an infusion of points that just put them over the top.
Well, I talked to the assistant coaching staff. What they were stoked about is that the bench guys came in and played well. So punch off the bench, a big factor in that win.
Here's Murray after Oklahoma City gets the 3. Poeltl finds Murray. Out to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 3 assists in the game. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Thunder. Trailing by 2. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
And it was pretty much a cakewalk for them the last time these two squared off and had a clear advantage on the backboard.
We'll see if the other team will address that problem in this game, because last game, man, they just got smoked on the boards.
And here now the Thunder after the basket by San Antonio. And the shot goes in.
Gilgeous-Alexander, a unique frame at his size and an intriguing score.
Inside, outside for Murray. Spurs passing it around. Here's DeRozan. Gallinari with the rebound. Oklahoma City's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
All right, a chance to see stats for Paul. Just an incredible month of basketball. 11th in assists and tremendous confidence and consistency at the foul line. He ranks among the top 15 in free throw percentage.
And he really is the consummate playmaker. Always keeping his head on his swivel. Searching for the open man. Completely unselfish basketball player. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Diallo's checked in.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passes.
It's Schroeder with the drive. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And even though Schroeder might be on the light end of things when it comes to his weight, he remains relentless driving towards the basket.
Pass to Zeller. Back to Forbes. From 18 feet away, and he hits the jump shot. Forbes has got his second bucket tonight.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Who's going to miss first? Every time one team scores, the other team right back at you.
Diallo kicks it over to Schroeder. Here's Ferguson. Good work defensively by Gay.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
Yeah, they were going right at the opponent here and forcing their hand. I mean, like literally making them foul them.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. We've got Mills. Rudy Gay is out there with Bellinelli. Then it's Zeller, and it's Forbes in at the 2 spot. He was all alone on that one. Forbes has got 6 points.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
The Spurs shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field.
And every season, the Thunder continue to be one of the more dominating teams on the glass.
Just wonder how much Steven Adams has been the catalyst for that kind of mentality. We know that offensively he's always in there to grab rebounds, but it's part of what they know is important in any possession is collecting the ball.
And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And the Thunder making a switch here. Robertson, he's checked in. The Thunder shooting impressively throughout at 62%. Now here's Schroeder, covered by Mills. And it's Schroeder missing. And the Spurs with possession. Fires from deep. And that's good. Marco Bellinelli for 3.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And slam dunk by Noel.
That's going to be a big morale booster.
And you know what? It could come down to those second chance buckets when it's all said and done today.
Well, especially in a close game, every possession matters.
And the guard, Bryn Forbes, won back-to-back state championships as a high schooler in the state of Michigan. A couple years at Cleveland State, then transferred back to the state of Michigan and played at Michigan State.
And after that time at Michigan State, he went undrafted, but Kevin really has developed into a steady rotation player in the NBA. And by the way, quite a knockdown shooter.
Here's Muscala. Oklahoma City the rebound. And it's Noel missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
In his prime, Rudy Gay would throw down some hellacious dunks, and that time gets in for another one, still part of his arsenal.
Noel, and slam dunk by Noel.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Here's Mills, got a hand on it, and Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That's his first foul. A different look for Oklahoma City. Adams, he's checked in for Noel. Gallinari comes in for Muscala. And Chris Paul subbed in for Diallo. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for San Antonio. DeRozan comes in for Marco Bellinelli.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's DeRozan. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. DeRozan's got 6 points.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Here's Gallinari. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Unselfish play of Chris Paul there. Has a knack for knowing when to get his guys when they're wide open.
And the shot goes in.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Traps in the tray.
He's going to punish you, Kevin, if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open three when he's got it.
And when Poeltl sees one of his guys wide open, he whips it his way. He's all for doing what's best for the team.
DeRozan brings the double team. Shoots the 3. And it's Schroeder missing.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Terrence Ferguson's checked in for the Thunder. Gilgeous-Alexander comes in for Dennis Schroeder. San Antonio also making some changes. Derek White's checked in for Bryn Forbes. And it's DeJounte Murray in for Patty Mills. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him. It's going to be on Rudy Gay. For Oklahoma City, they have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for. Around 80% on the season.
And it's good for 2. And the Spurs lead by 1.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Ball against Murray. Paul kicks to Ferguson. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up. 8 lead changes now, and we're still just in the first half.
And I'm not sure I've seen a game with more lead changes this early.
Lonnie Walker, he's checked in for the Spurs. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for San Antonio. And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That's his first foul. 41 seconds left here in the second. Here's DeRozan. No good on the shot. And the Thunder going the other way now. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. White, wide open. He fires. Nails the wide open jump shot. White's got it all tied up now for San Antonio. Paul passes to Gallinari. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
When you're defending Gallo, you have to be careful because he is exceptional at drawing the defense into him when he's shooting.
Gallinari hits them both.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
To the middle, here's Gilgeous-Alexander, and he lays it straight in. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Gilgeous-Alexander learning this offensive system and learning it well.
Here's DeRozan, and Adams sends it back. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see a competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the... And...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Especially in the playoffs, Brent, so much can change when a player gets in a foul trouble. You see the league ever modifying that foul out rule?
I know that they do that in the summer league where you can stay on the court for 10 fouls as elimination, but it's a technical every time. I don't see the league doing that. I think it's good for the game so that star players or meaningful players, ones that play specifically on defense, they have to have responsibility for what it is that they're doing on the floor. And if they're overly aggressive, you should be penalized for playing that way.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for Oklahoma City right now, Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Chris Paul is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Dort in at the 3 spot. Paul for 3, up again. And Pirtle pulls it down.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. The Thunder with another miss.
I'm not sure they realize it's not halftime anymore. 4 attempts, and they're still looking for their first bucket.
Oklahoma City's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And it's Gallinari missing.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Paul for 3. Rebounded by the Spurs. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. White, good.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Paul. Dort passes to Paul. Lets it go with the 3. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got his 5th rebound in this one. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. The Spurs have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. First free throw is good. And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. The Spurs also changing it up. Rudy Gay's checked in for DeRozan. Bellinelli comes in for Derek White. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Murray. Passes it to Robertson. Diallo with it. No points in the game yet for him. Clock at 6. He dishes it to Noel. Over Pirtle. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Well, it's been up and down the last few years for Nerlens Noel, but there are still some impactful numbers for the minutes that he's on the floor as a rim protector.
Pass to Muscala. Schroeder outside. Looking to end the run. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Schroeder's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. And for Noel, his numbers will never match the visual impact he has on the floor, wouldn't you say?
Oh, he's definitely a player about the little things out there. Just being a rim protector, making sure the guys think about him when they're attacking the rim. Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding at rising up off the ground.
Robertson from outside off the mark.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And it's the Thunder with the ball. Thunder trailing by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Spurs have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. The pass to Pirtle. Back to Forbes. There's the 3. And it's Noel with the rebound.
Tough to hit that shot when the D is all over you like that.
And it's Schroeder missing.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss, that kind of energy not wasted.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
36 seconds left in the third. Robertson can't hit.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
Walker's shot is off. Oklahoma City trailing. And here's Diallo. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Just 3 on the clock. buries the jump shot. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. Spurs out in front. They finish off the third quarter on a 12. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. On the court for San Antonio, Derek White is out there with Mills. Then there's Jakob Poeltl. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Zeller in at the 5 spot. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Gallinari. It's good.
Solid shot from Gallo. He knows he has a mismatch down inside. Sinks the shot.
Now here's Mills. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Gallinari's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And Poeltl sends it back. Here's Mills. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Paul. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's all evened up.
Gallinari at that size can do a little bit of everything, and I like to see him dishing the rock.
Now here's Mills. Defense right on him. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The Thunder have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Down low. Teardrop shot. That shot is off. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander.
Gilgeous-Alexander coming at you in a lot of ways right now, so a thorn in the defensive side.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. The Spurs making a switch here. Murray's checked in, and so he hits both.
And he's been rock solid at the free throw line tonight. A little bit of an unexpected bonus for them.
Back to White. Shoots from 14. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. White's got the game tied up here for the Spurs. Pass to Adams. No one near him. It's good.
And this is the effort you want to see out of your guys, win or lose.
A great example out here of just a no-quit team continuing to compete until the final buzzer.
And it's White missing. Thunder have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And Gallinari kicks to Paul. Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Adams has got the lead up to 4 now for the Thunder.
Well, Steven Adams always working the offensive glass, strong and aggressive in there, and gets that second chance hoop.
Here's DeRozan. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Poeltl. That's foul number 2 for him. Walker's checked in for Patty Mills. On offense, here are the Thunder. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Out left to the wing. Back to Paul. Out to the right wing. Shot clock at 5. And stolen by Murray. And here comes Walker, leading the fast break. And it comes off the front of the rim. Oklahoma City leading by 4. Paul dishes to Adams. Paul passes to Adams. Passes it to Dort. 4 on the shot clock. Drops in the layup for 2.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Spurs trail by 6. And Murray, here we go. And it's good, 2 points.
That's an excellent play call to free him up from the defense.
Well, taking advantage of that opportunity, it does not get any more high percentage than that one.
Paul left side. the paint. Adams down low. Hurdles there. Here's Gilgeous Alexander. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Spurs. 4-point game. Murray against Paul. This one for three. It's in! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
Remember that one. Guys, a difference maker.
I'm wondering, Greg, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Here's Dort. Night covering. They grab their own miss. And Gallinari kicks to Gilgeous Alexander. Pass to Adams. To the right side. And stolen by White. Outside, Walker. Here's DeRozan, and plenty of contact on the coach's challenge has been issued. This game like this, onto the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call. So a close game sees Oklahoma City.
NBA 2K21 demo, get my players started, and of course, all-time Lakers versus all-time Celtics.
Just out of curiosity, Chris, who has more championship rings?
Yeah, I was going to talk about the Lakers, but then you bring up that argument, and I really don't have anything to say about it, unfortunately. So that's a low blow.
So I'm going with the Celtics.
The Thunder, no doubt, one of the NBA's best-dressed squads. It's getting late in the season. Let's see how the standings are out west. You look at the Thunder. If the playoffs started today, they'd hold the number 5 seed. Of course, they're looking to build on that. And, of course, the Grizzlies, just a few spots below there.
And, guys, when you look at Memphis, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's got to be frustrating for them, Greg. You can't dwell on the past. You've got to think forward, work together, and play for one another.
Now look at Memphis's starting group. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Anderson in at the 3. And for Oklahoma City, Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Paul. And it's Dort in at the small 4. Of course, the playoff seedings still jumbled a bit in the air. Just how important I think it is to get home court advantage in the NBA playoffs in this era.
Historically speaking, Kevin, as you know, home court advantage is absolutely monumental, and it doesn't matter the round of the playoffs. Could be a conference semifinal or an NBA final. If you come down to a Game 7, that home court advantage can be the difference between winning and losing. You want as much in your favor, Kevin, as you know, going into the postseason.
And any discussion about CP3 has to start with his hands. The dribble moves, all the steals he gets, he uses his hands better than just about anybody.
Now here's Morant. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Portland.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That's his first foul. And here is Paul. He's got 6. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
Now here's Adams. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. And Paul gets it to go in. Paul's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Here's Morant, and finished off by Morant.
Boy, that play developed just the way they wanted, and Valanciunas made sure they got the bucket. What a tremendous pass.
Or as you think about the anchor of this team, Steven Adams just holds it down in the middle.
Oh, Steven Adams does so much, but it all starts on the defensive end with this guy. He takes away so much space on the interior. He is commanding on the backboards. He contests shots. Everything you could hope for, Steven Adams brings.
And the Grizzlies with possession here. The Thunder making the shot. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, I think, Kevin, this is something Jonas Valanciunas has hung his hat on. His ability to consistently get to the offensive window. Nicely done.
Now here's Paul. He's coming off a 28-point game against Utah.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete game for this guy.
Here's Adams, and he banks in the layup.
Many players will tell you Steven Adams is the strongest guy in the NBA. Boy, tough to corral when he's looking to score.
Morant with it, defended by Paul. Jackson passes to Valanciunas. Jackson kicks to Brooks. Lets it go from the wing, and he comes up with the deuce.
pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
That's good from Gallinari on the assist by Paul.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
And at 6'3", Morant sure can fly. Love when he gets up and throws it down.
Adams, the shot, no good. Nice D from Valanciunas. The Grizzlies have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Morant with a wide open look. Drains it from beyond the arc. Morant's got 9.
In such a rhythm right now. Feathery touch. He's lighting them up.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Gallinari. And the call on the shot. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Now, here's Diallo. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. We've got 28 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Clark. He's covered by Muscala. Offensive rebound. Pass to Allen. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. The pass to Schroeder. Over Allen. True on the 14-footer.
Well, I do like seeing Schroeder get to the mid-range because that shot's still an important one in today's NBA.
A big-time effort for Chris Paul, providing a lot of energy. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
Ferguson out there with Muscala. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then it's Noel. And it's Diallo in at the shooting guard. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City.
Boy, he's at the cup, but that is tremendous defense. Prohibit the lay-in without fouling.
And Doris, even though Schroeder changed roles when he was traded from Atlanta to the Thunder, he has embraced his new team.
A lot of people wondered, would Schroeder be willing to go to the bench and accept that role? He proved he was more than capable. And no longer having to act as a leader on a team, I think for Schroeder, he just enjoys going out and competing on a team with high aspirations. It's been a good fit.
Ferguson's shot is good.
Well, coaches love seeing this from Dennis Schroeder. Recognize the situation, find the open teammate.
Here's Melton. He's guarded by Schroeder. It's Allen with the drive. He gets it in there. Oklahoma City leading by 3. Schroeder passes to Noel. And slam dunk by Noel.
And that's an example of his athleticism, right? Nerlens Noel, the ability to leap up and ram it home.
A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. That one goes in.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Schroeder, left side. Banked in off the glass. Schroeder's got the lead up to 5 now for Oklahoma City.
Well, Dennis Schroeder taking advantage of the pick and roll action. Very good decision maker.
Allen kicks to Clark. Offline with his 3. For Oklahoma City, their last game was a loss to the Utah Jazz. Shot good by Diallo.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Basket Chang. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Well, the Thunder begin on the defensive end of the floor. This is a team whose formula is to force a ton of turnovers, come up with steals, get out in transition. Last year, 4th in the league in defensive rating.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. And for the Thunder defense, Doris, it starts with their rebound.
Well, you have to begin with their strong interior defense. That lets their wings get out and pressure and take some chances. Defense has turned into a pillar for this team.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Mike Muscala. Andre Robertson comes in for Terrence Ferguson. Gilgeous Alexander's checked in for Diallo. And Paul's subbed in for Dennis Schroeder.
And you know, guys, listen, Noel brings value. The reason he's a menace on the defensive end and an absolute warrior on the glass.
Now here's Morant. He's got 9. No good from Valanciunas. Paul left side. Here's the lob to Adams. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Well, the New Zealander shows a little hops on the alley-oop.
Really left alone that time. And that's 12 points for John Morant.
Now, the D giving him a little bit of space beyond the three-point line, and that's all the room he needs.
Adams' shot is good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
1:37 left in the first half. Morant dishes to Valanciunas. Count that one. Valanciunas has got his 3rd basket of the night.
This guy came over from Lithuania with an ability to play pick-and-roll basketball, and he's only gotten better during his time in the NBA. All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
And finished off by Morant.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now, here's Robertson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And Noel throws it down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Here is Anderson, trailing here by 8. Valanciunas passes to Morant. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
Well, this is where we talk about Morant's versatility. He can work off the ball because he's worked so hard on that jumper.
Now, here's Gilgeous Alexander. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel.
Yeah, simply stated, you have to take care of the basketball, and they don't on that possession.
The Grizzlies trail by 6. Morant dishes to Jackson. Lays it up and banks it in.
You see the court awareness Morant has. Outstanding at keeping his teammates involved with good looks.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Morant with the steal. Valanciunas. It's good on the putback. And now just a 2-point Oklahoma City lead.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Boy, that's all by design now. Get the shot as soon as possible on that inbound pass.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Over to the left wing. With 1 on the clock, and that one released in time, but no good. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Chris Paul had a huge first quarter. He had 8 points and 3 assists. And
we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Guys, John Morant has been sensational.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
Kicking off the second half, here's Taylor Jenkins's 5. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Anderson in at the small forward position. Now here's Morant. Danilo.
Oh, that was worth the price of admission. Yeah, that's fire right there. Morant practicing for the dunk contest. I see you, young fella.
This is it to Adams. It's rebounded by Memphis. It's off to Utah for him after this game as they take on the Jazz. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip. Anderson can't get it to go. And so it's Paul bringing it up for Oklahoma City. Trailing by 2. And out of UCLA, forward Kyle Anderson. Some call him slow-mo. Why is that?
Well, I mean, not the most athletic player. It's his size and IQ for the game, though, that makes him so effective.
Gilgeous-Alexander pulls it in. Thunder have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Here's Adams, and the rejection by Valanciunas.
Boy, that's the length of Jonas Valanciunas on the defensive end. Not easy to get a shot over the 7-footer.
Memphis moving it around. The kick out to Anderson. Right at the free throw line, and the shot goes down. Anderson's got his first points of the night.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
They get it again. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. You hear these defensive coaches in our meetings, Doris, talk about their players staying on a string, helping the helper. Help defenders in this league are important.
No doubt, and there are certain guys who are gifted defensively. Paul George, to me, was a Defensive Player of the Year category. Rudy Gobert, multi-time winner of the Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy is considered a great shot blocker, and no question that's the case, but it's because his defensive rotation is so good. Guys like Marcus Smart, the ones willing to give up their body, fly around the floor, be great anticipators. I mean, that impacts winning.
Aren't they fun to watch?
So fun.
Nerlens Noel checks in for Gallinari. Schroeder outside, beyond the arc. Rebound by Jang. Grizzlies have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Pass to Melton. Banked in off the glass. Melton's got his first points of the game. Oklahoma City trailing. Schroeder outside. So the wing on the left. 6 on the shot clock. There's the pass to Diallo. For the lead. The Thunder with another miss.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Robertson, he's checked in for Diallo. Memphis also making some changes. Jonas Valanciunas comes in for Gorgie Dang. And it's Dylan Brooks in for Grayson Allen. Now, here is Muscala. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. The Thunder with another miss.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And it's good. 2 points. Thunder trailing by 4. To the left wing. Here's Ferguson. Brooks covering. We've got 1:08 left in the third quarter. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. And Noel with the basket on the assist from Robertson. That's now 8 points for Nerlens Noel. Pass to Melton. The feed to Clark. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Tough
task trying to corral Clark there, especially when he's looking to score.
Morant, he's checked in for the Grizzlies.
And Doris, hard to find many arenas that have a better home court advantage than Oklahoma City.
Greg, it is the only show in Oklahoma City, and this arena gets loud. The fans come out every game. There is no doubting this is one of the best arenas in the NBA.
Proving how dominant he can be. When Morant is shooting with confidence, it really allows him to take over.
29 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Shot from 12. Muscala misses.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
And that one's good. Morant.
Even though he's smaller, Morant does not lack assertiveness, which comes in handy down low.
Here's Noel. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Morant with it. Tips it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Clark's got 4 this quarter.
And all of his athleticism on display there. Clark's work ethic.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Grizzlies out in front. Ending the third quarter with a huge surge. An 18-6 run. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Chris Paul is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Dort in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
And this is a player who understands when the game is hanging in the balance. He knows it's winning time.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's fallen here since.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Brooks covering, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's good from Gilgeous-Alexander. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Here's Morant. And finished off by Morant.
You got to close off those avenues to Morant. Once he gets in one, he is focused on dropping the hammer.
Gallinari, and no good. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Dort passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. Memphis leading by 5. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Billy Donovan talking to his team. He got on his guys about allowing too many paint points. He said, hey, we've got to be scrappier. We've got to be quicker to help, quicker to collapse the lane. You guys know what to do. Now you got to give me the effort. I want to see some nasty. Kevin?
This is where Morant is so dangerous. The open court, he knows how to exploit a defense.
Here's Dort. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. Here's Morant. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And the fearlessness Morant plays with making the defense uneasy, forcing them to give in.
Doris, you've said this often. It is incredibly difficult to compare guys of different positions in different eras, isn't it?
It really is. There's so many discussions about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all potential time. And there are certain names that are always going to pop to the top of the list, LeBron James. But it's very difficult to me, say, to compare a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest to ever man the center position, had the impossible-to-check sky hook. But how do you compare him with LeBron James, who, though he is, and I don't know what position he is, he may be the greatest passer in the history of the league. Like, let's enjoy individual greatness without comparison.
Clark dishes to Morant. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And it's Brooks in the corner. Fires for 3. Paul grabs the board. And it's Paul with the ball for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And there's a whistle. That goes on Dylan Brooks. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Grizzlies making a switch here. Valanciunas is checked in. And it's Paul penetrating to the wing right side. Here's Dort. He's covered by Anderson. Dort passes to Gallinari. Again, the Thunder score.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
I'll tell you, we have seen, Greg, great execution from both teams. Neither one giving an inch here.
Morant reaches to Valanciunas. Adams, some nice D.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Morant passes to Jackson. And nothing is falling for him right now. Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Dort misses.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Gallinari. He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
He knew what was riding on those foul shots and didn't mess around, making this a 2-possession game.
Here's Dort. He's covered by Anderson. Paul with the 3. Got it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
A huge shot from Morant. Wow, you see why they put the ball in his hands in those situations.
There's Gallinari with the 3. It drops. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
And you've got to love the energy right now. They got hot when they absolutely had to.
It took a shift in strategy, but it seems like they figured it out. Let's see if they can extend this run all the way to the finish.
To take the lead. Bullseye!
Well, for a big man, his stroke is just beautiful, and because of the height, it's so hard to challenge.
That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time.
Boy, that's the last thing they needed. This game too close to be making those kinds of errors.
Here's Morant. Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up.